Every single day, millions of business deals happen completely invisible. When a big retail store orders new stock or a hospital gets essential supplies, data is just flying between their computer systems. And for decades, there's been this hidden layer of technology making it all possible. It's called a value-added network, or a VAN. And by the time we're done here, you're going to understand exactly what they are, how they work, and why they are the true unsung heroes of global business.
So, let's start with the big question. You've got literally thousands of companies out there. They all have their own IT systems. They all speak their own kind of, digital dialect. But they all need to trade critical documents. We're talking purchase orders, invoices, shipping notices. So, how do you stop that from becoming total digital chaos? How do you get them all to speak the same language?
Well, before VANs came along, the only real choice was to build a direct point-to-point connection. Now just try to imagine that. You'd have to build, secure, and maintain a separate digital pipeline to every single one of your partners. It was this unbelievably complex and expensive mess of different rules and protocols. The VAN way, though, completely changes the game. It creates one central hub. You just connect once, and that hub does all the hard work of talking to everyone else for you.
And that brings us to the solution. Really, the best way to think about a VAN, it's like a digital post office for business data, right? You don't need a direct road from your house to every single address in the country. You just drop your mail at the post office, and they handle all the sorting, the routing, and making sure it gets to the right place. A VAN does exactly that, but for super important business documents, and it does it at the speed of light.
Okay, so what's the official definition? A value-added network is a service that acts as a secure middleman for something called electronic data interchange, or EDI. And EDI is really just the universal, standardized language that businesses use to talk to each other. But a VAN isn't just a passive mailbox. Its job is to grab that data, check it for errors, translate it from your system's format into your partner's format, and then route it to the right place, all securely and reliably.
Let's make this really concrete and follow a single purchase order. So, a big retailer sends an order from their system. First stop, the VAN. It acts like an instant quality check, making sure all the information is correct and formatted properly. And then, the magic happens, the translation. The VAN converts the retailer's document into the exact format the supplier's system needs to understand. It then securely zips that order over to the supplier and even handles the confirmation receipt coming back. It's a complete, managed round trip for every single transaction.
And this, right here, is where the value-added part of the name really clicks. See, a VAN does way more than just pass a message along. It validates the data to prevent costly mistakes down the line. It translates between dozens of digital languages. It archives everything securely for years, giving you detailed reports you might need for audits or compliance. The point is, it wraps your data in these layers of intelligence, security, and reliability that you would otherwise have to build yourself from scratch.
All right, so we get what a VAN is and the value it brings to the table. Now let's pull back the curtain a little bit and look at the mechanics, how they actually connect businesses, and how they stack up against the other options out there.
A VAN isn't a one-size-fits-all thing. It can be a simple one-to-one link between two partners. More often, though, you see a one-to-many model. Think of a huge manufacturer connecting to hundreds of different retailers through just one VAN connection. But where VANs become absolutely essential is in the many-to-many model. This is where they create this massive interconnected ecosystem that powers entire industries like healthcare, finance, and logistics, places where thousands of separate organizations have to talk to each other flawlessly every single day.
So why not just do it yourself and build those direct connections? Well, the difference is pretty stark. With a VAN, you get this managed platform where adding a new trading partner is a simple, streamlined process that the provider handles. But with direct EDI, every single new partner is a huge, time-sucking IT project. We're talking weeks of configuration and testing. The VAN model is built to scale up with you, while the direct model just gets more and more expensive and fragile the bigger you get.
Theory is great, but where does this tech actually make a difference? Let's shift gears from the how to the where, and look at how VANs have become the invisible engine powering some of the world's biggest industries.
Take retail, for example. Every single item on a shelf in a big store got there through a really complex supply chain. VANs are what allow that store to automatically fire off thousands of purchase orders to all its different suppliers and then process their invoices on the way back, all without a human ever touching a keyboard. This isn't just about being efficient. It's literally what keeps the shelves stocked.
In healthcare, the stakes couldn't be higher. Data security and following rules like HIPAA are totally non-negotiable.
Vans provide that secure, encrypted, and fully traceable network that's needed to exchange sensitive patient data between hospitals and labs or to manage the critical flow of life-saving medical supplies.
And what about getting that package to your front door? The modern logistics world runs entirely on data. Vans are the network used to send crucial info like advanced shipping notices, documents that tell a warehouse exactly what's on an incoming truck before it even pulls up. That constant flow of data is what makes our whole global just-in-time supply chain even possible.
So when you boil it all down, what's the real impact for a business? It's a total transformation of how you communicate. You're not just sending data anymore. You're slashing costly human errors. You're speeding up your entire supply chain. You're basically outsourcing the headache of security and partner management, and you're doing it with a system that can grow with you. It's about building a smarter, faster, and stronger business from the data up.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, this sounds a little old school. And it's true, the roots of this tech go back to the 70s. But here's the thing, Vans have never stopped evolving. They've constantly adapted to whatever new technology comes along, and what's happening right now is probably their biggest leap forward yet.
I mean, this journey tells such a cool story of adaptation. Vans started out as these closed, private networks from giants like IBM and GE, running on old-school telecom protocols. Then the internet shows up in the 90s, and bam, they become web vans. Today, they're these incredibly sophisticated global cloud platforms that plug into modern APIs and use AI. And tomorrow, they're on the verge of connecting the digital world to the physical one by plugging directly into the Internet of Things.
Let's just quickly break down that future. Being cloud-based means you get unlimited scale with zero expensive hardware to worry about. AI and machine learning are shifting from just spotting errors to predicting them, forecasting supply chain problems before they even happen. API integration means your van can talk in real time to everything else your business uses, your ERP, your CRM, your website. And that IoT integration, it means a sensor on a shipping crate can automatically trigger a payment through the van the second it arrives at its destination. And that leaves us with one last really important thought. In today's world, every company is a data company. The question isn't just about if you're connected anymore. It's about the quality, the intelligence, and the resilience of those connections. So as you think about your own business, ask yourself, are your connections just stable, or are they actually smart?